listeners, welcome to another great podcast session. I'm Satavisa. Today we have with us Yashoraj Tyagi, CTO of CashE. Hello Yashoraj, welcome to Analytics Insight. It's great to have you here.
Great to be on Analytics Insight. Thanks for having me here.
Please brief us a little about CashE and its missions and objectives.
Thanks for the question. Again, thanks for the welcome here. So CashE is originally started as a lending fintech back in 2016. We are one of the largest in class short-term to medium-term fintech lending companies today, with a fully owned NBFC backing us, which is also a systematically important NBFC as classified according to the regulatory norms. Over the last 5 years, we have concentrated on the mission of democratizing credit for young salaried millennials in tier 1 and tier 2 cities by kind of using proprietary and patented self-developed AI models, which allow us to kind of underwrite customers who might be traditionally not serviced by the usual banks, right? And there are a lot of customers out there who are at the bottom of the pyramid, or even regular customers who are not able to kind of get credit cards, get loans from a bank, or are not able to get the kind of their all the credit needs fulfilled by the traditional banks because of a range of reasons, primarily because the fact that they might not even have a credit score, they might have a subprime or a near prime credit score, and they do not get serviced by a bank. So we have been largely able to kind of make a big headway into this problem by pushing the envelope on technology, creating these solutions that allows us to underwrite to these customers, and over time we have kind of acquired a customer base of more than 10 million active customers and 17 million plus registrations, again being the largest in class. So that's what we are, and now we have kind of transitioned into a credit-led full stack financial services platform, wherein we are able to cater to the insurance investment needs of our customer base as well, while also being able to kind of sell them options like a credit limit, as well as making them do buy now pay later transactions at their favorite merchants, things like Amazon and Flipkart as well, who have come on board to offer very attractive value propositions to our customers. So we view ourselves as a credit-led financial full stack financial services platform right now.
Thank you. That's great to hear. I'm a little interested about what is your biggest USP that differentiates this company from the competitors?
So see, there are a bunch of them actually. One of them obviously happens to be our technology, because technology, I believe, has been and continues to be our moat. The idea that we have a credit scoring engine that is completely alternative to the traditional means of underwriting customers basis the bureau, and being able to use that to give out credit to customers not serviced by banks happens to be a very, very major USP that we have. Secondly, we are a fully owned NBFC by ourselves. We are not a platform, but we kind of underwrite customers by ourselves, giving us a lot of flexibility and agility in about who to underwrite and how to underwrite. And last but not the least is definitely now our customer base as well, because having access to the largest in class customer base that exists in the ecosystem, we are able to kind of derive insights that help us kind of service and the customers according to the latest trends that are there out there, whether it be buy now pay later, whether it be insure tech, whether it be investments. We have been able to make all forays into all of that to satisfy the end-to-end needs of our customer base.
Amazing. That's great to know. And I would like to know about the services that you provide to your customers. If you can give me a brief framework.
So as I mentioned, services are broadly divided into 3 or 4 categories. Personal loans happens to be the bread and butter of our business. We have been doing that for close to 6 years now, and lend to a massive chunk of India's millennial population over these years. And then we have expanded to the credit line/credit limit segment around a year and a half back, which basically is an umbrella product that we give to the customers, which can be used to draw down a personal loan anytime over the next 1 year on tap. So that kind of solves instant credit needs of customers. We also are pretty big on BNPL, having tied up with some of the largest merchants that you hear the names of today, offering plans at zero cost interest as well, to the customers if they want to do a pay later transaction at these merchants. We have recently forayed into the insurance category as well, by kind of offering, not just offering bundled insurance, which has been there for a while, which allows customers to secure the loans in case of a salary loss. But more than that, we have been able to offer plans like group health plans and accident cover plans, so that the customer needs the customers regarding these plans are also fulfilled essentially. We plan to very soon get into the investments space as well, wherein we would offer customers avenues wherein they can also invest their parked capital, and with micro-sized investments, and that will also definitely create a full stack financial services platform, as I was mentioning earlier.
Thank you for explaining it so well. You guys are doing a great job. Now, could you please highlight your company's recent innovations in the AI and ML space?
So AI and ML continues to be a backbone of what we do. As I mentioned, that a proprietary scoring engine called the SLQ has been there for a while, at the forefront of what we do, and has been continuously used to evolve our strategy, and the model itself has evolved over time. But more than that, we use AI and ML in all aspects of what we do, whether it is marketing and lead generation. We would use AI and ML to figure out what is the propensity of customers to kind of take credit from us, and then hence to targeted ads, to targeted marketing on them. We would do AI and ML to kind of do kind of allocation of even human resource in who gets to work on these customers once they come into the funnel, basis like the lifetime value that we can generate, provided that we spend kind of human resource on actually working on a customer. We use AI and ML in terms of collections as well, to basically be able to figure out early warning indicators, and the propensity of customers to not pay us back, right? Kind of when you have a foray of options that customers can choose, having recommender systems becomes very important. So that's where we have a lot of push coming in right now, that how can we basically make sure that the CashE experience is completely unique for every customer by hyper personalizing what the customer gets to see and feel on the platform in terms of exactly what their preferences are, and essentially recommend the right kind of products for them. So this is basically, if I have to highlight a few points, what I would talk about in terms of our AI and ML.
That's amazing. Now, please give me your opinion about how the C-suite executives are leveraging data to deliver business value to their organizations.
Yeah, so thanks. That's a great question, actually. And at the end of the day, it's a data-driven company. We are not big on people operations. That we want to keep the team very lean. We want to make sure that with a very limited set of people, with just one office, that we have, how can we actually scale up the business to the heights that we're looking at? And whenever you have something like that happening, automated decisioning, data driven decisioning becomes very important and takes the forefront of everything. So to be honest, the way we kind of work out in terms of decisioning strategy, in terms of executive leadership, is that none of the decisions that we have taken or will take, or are taking right now, are in a way that would be ad hoc or subjective in nature. They're all backed by data, not just in terms of what has been happening regarding a particular context that we might want to decide on, but also equally as important would be that what could be the possible in fact of deciding on strategy A or B or C, and basis that only we'll kind of go ahead and take a decision. So data and data driven decisioning is extremely crucial in terms of what we are trying to do over here, and that's how I'd put it.
Thanks for explaining it so well. Now, I would like to know your point of view on the current scenario of the big data analytics and what is its future.
So see, I mean, like big data analytics, is obviously, to say the least, a buzzword around in the industry. But I mean, like, there's no denying the fact that if the strategy is, if any company's big data strategy is executed well upon, and has a long term component to it, that there is significant amount of value add that any company can derive from kind of doing it, real time analytics on the big data solutions. Now, with both of these things being there, what both of these, and by both of these things, I imply that you have a solid AI and ML practice, as you have a real time and also having a real time analytics monitoring engine. With both of these, when you marry them together and kind of put them in production, uh, any organization has the capability to actually have a system that is lean mean fighting machine in terms of kind of delivering the right kind of value to a customer by recommending them the right kind of products, being able to evaluate your customers very well as to actually streamline and make your internal operations very effective and efficient, by kind of weeding out inefficiencies in a process. And that is why I think that the big data analytics market, the big data analytics acceptance is only going to grow over time. There have obviously been questions early and doubts early on the explainability of AI being a black box, which I think are also being slowly kind of weaned out because of larger acceptance in the ecosystem, as well as because of the arrival of technology methods that allow us to explain these so-called black box models to a certain extent. So I do believe that in the next 5 to 6 years, we'll see a lot of penetration of big data analytics in industries where it was earlier not as prevalent. Uh, we will see almost 2xing of kind of companies that view big data analytics as mission critical to themselves, right? And yeah, I mean, like I do think that if any organization today does not, which is also consumer facing, does not have an analytics strategy as one of the core things that they would do, then there's probably something wrong about their way of working. In fact, that's it's become as critical right now.
That's really great to hear. Lastly, I want to ask you, how do you see the company and the industry in the future ahead?
So if you talk about fintech as an industry, it's I don't even think that we are getting we have not even gotten started yet. There has been a tremendous boom over the last 3 to 4 years, but I think that's just the tip of the iceberg. We are yet to see an enormous amount of kind of value getting created over here because of not just larger mobile penetration and internet penetration, but more so because of larger acceptance among customers as well, right? Things like COVID, demonetization, as well as a lot of digital initiatives taken by the government have really acted as a catalyst to make customers move to availing digital financial services, right? And a lot of fintechs have come up in this segment, serving different areas, whether it be wealth tech, insure tech, remittances, and obviously lending, as we do that have catered to these kind of needs coming up. So I do see that fintech is probably would be a very mainstream thing in the startup ecosystem in the next 2 to 3 years. You'll see a huge number of more companies being built out, a lot of great successes happening in the existing companies that are there in the ecosystem. And as far as you talk about us, we do see that having seen this entire customer journey from 2016 till now, as well as the ecosystem, seeing the ecosystem evolve. For example, there was not even UPI when we started back in 2016, right? And UPI is now the most dominant method of people in terms of making payments. So the ecosystem has evolved a lot, and along with that, we have also evolved a lot. And I do think that we are now uniquely poised to be the neo banking and full stack financial services partner of choice for our customer base, simply because of the fact that not just that we are doing credit and fulfilling the credit needs, but we are actually using the credit as an entry gate. We are able to kind of solve for multiple customer needs, like getting limits, to being able to do pay later, being able to buy insurance, being able to do wealth management, right, on the same platform itself. And that is a big value add for any customer, if you look at it from that perspective. So that's how we do see it. We do see ourselves as a very ubiquitous full stack financial services platform, offering and catering to all the needs of a customer that they might have, in the medium term, for us as a goal.
That's really awesome. Thank you so much, Yashoraj, for joining us today at Analytics Insight. Wish you the very best for the future of CashE.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for this podcast. It was great interacting with you.